They, these two have been at every single climb cancel tournament we've ever run. They're very adamant Tournament Fighters fans, so I'm happy to see them here in the losers finals.
Where are they from?
You know, I think they're both from Maryland. Actually, as I mentioned before, Yuyuko was kind enough to come out for the last Tournament Fighters tournament that we ran at Anime USA. So, very dedicated player. Definitely comes out and does what he can to try and make sure that there's those numbers and people understand.
Yep. That numbers are important.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a proponent of numbers at tournaments. No, it's very important, especially for retro games, because a lot of video
fireball
games
reflect into the dash. So if you're unaware, that Shredder dash punch has a lot of invulnerability on startup. It actually doesn't change depending on whether you do light or heavy. It just changes the distance. So it's a little weird. Like if you're using light punch one, you might have invulnerability for a really long time up until he gets that uppercut because you're so close. And if using the fierce punch one, there's a huge chunk of time where he's just flying across the screen, where he's just completely invulnerable to fireballs. So, of course, Yuyuko is trying to hit him for doing those dash punches, but it's not always as easy as it seems. He catches him with the trip, though. Now, honestly, that wasn't a punish. A lot of times, it's just that a person won't block low after they do that move. Understandably, they feel pretty invulnerable. Catches him with a trip, goes for the wake-up setup. He's trying to build meter right now. Shredder is trying to get that super, because if he gets super, it's over. Mikey's also kind of in that same boat as well. Both of these characters have extremely good supers that can turn a match around in a second.
But I seriously doubt they're going to find it. Wow.
Now, see, and that's the other thing about Mikey's uppercut, is it's just about as invulnerable as Armagon's uppercut. And we've all seen how good Armagon's uppercut is. Yeah. So his uppercut not only has that invulnerability, but it hits like 3 times. So it can cause a ton of stun. I mean, obviously you've seen Armagon stun after one uppercut.
Yep.
It's not really too shocking that another character has an instant stun uppercut, but so far it looks like Yuyuko, calling out the rush down and saying, "Hey, no, this isn't legit. We're gonna uppercut you for that."
Gotta earn it.
The instant death combos that Mikey has could come into effect here. I did see Yuyuko trying to practice those before the finals here, so we're gonna see if he pulls those out.
Rising Thunder.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was some fast charging right there. That was some charge partitioning.
That was nice.
That was some ST Blanca. That was some hyper fighting Blanca is what that was.
Man.
Oh, it gets caught. He trying to do the fireball reflect. You can tell. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He was trying to fireball reflect it because he knows that if he gets locked down by that, unlike turtles, they could backdash out of that setup, or someone with a really good uppercut. You want to reflect that fireball and kind of just stop all of his momentum.
Rising Thunder.
So both players just throwing out those meaty normals and trying their best to kind of see what the person does off of that, because they know, hey, I've got a really good uppercut. Shredder's got the knee, Mikey's got the uppercut. They're both trying to bait to see who's going to make the mistake of putting out a limb first.
And of course he got him with the walk-up throw. Called his bluff.
Now, one player, Mikey, unfortunately does have a bit of an issue with his ball there. As you can see,
Shame.
It doesn't 100% hit the way you'd intended to. Second player side, of course, doesn't have that disadvantage. But we'll see if he's already...
For once, 2-player has an advantage.
That's very
that
true.
Nice?
That's very, very true.
Isn't that nice?
Are we going to see a side switch, though?
Well, I mean, at this point, as I mentioned, I don't see Yuyuko going for the instant death combos like that. He's mostly just playing safe and trying to really force Shredder's hand so that he can hit him for doing something dumb. Wow. The meaty cross up, that could have been some super turbo stuff.
You know what, though? That's smart, though. If you don't have that combo down, just play it smart.
It's the uppercut.
My God.
Okay. Mikey has the super, and of course,
Yep.
Not that he needed it.
That super is actually unblockable when you're 100. Like if you are literally right next to a person and you activate it, it is unblockable. But in every other situation, it is not. It's just it's impossible to punish basically. If they do the super and they 100% whiff, it doesn't even matter. You can't punish Mikey for doing it. So, that said, I mean, obviously, a person could throw a fireball, a really slow fireball that you fall down into, and you don't get hit by it, but you have to block it. So there's always a little bit of an extra page to that book of, hey, is Mikey going to get hit?
Now we got Raphael, who's a very good turtle character in this game.
Yeah, and I will say right now, I know for a fact that Patoro likes Raph. So this is not like just a last-second switch to say, hey, what chance do I have?
Well, this is losers finals, so loser leaves town.
It's true. Oh, he just barely misses the. Now he could have re-dizzied if he had caught it. He could have re-dizzied him. Now another thing to note is that both of these characters have lower stun. Oh, goes for the super.
Dude,
just barely doesn't kill. Just barely doesn't.
The magic pixel. No.
Oh, buddy. Okay, gets caught out of the.
That's a hard one.
Well,
That's
okay,
a hard
so,
one.
and another thing to remember is that with this game, supers that hit you in the air do significantly less damage. So if you're going to get hit by a super, jumping up and getting hit by it is not a bad idea. As opposed to, hey, this does 80%, it may be, hey, this does 5%.
That is a big difference.
Yeah.
This game
Negligible.
This game just has so many like weird little things about it.
Yeah. Things that if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, oh, this game seems kind of simple. And then you play someone who's played the game. Oh,
wow.
Oh, not like this.
Trying to be smart. Raph is gets caught out of the wall. So we're on match point here. Well, I should say, I guess.
Yeah, match point.
Yeah, it is match point. Yeah,
match point. Match point. Winner of this goes into grand finals where they will have to win 6 games against.
Well, against me, but yeah.
Hey, you already are more crazy.
It could happen. Hey, I'm not going to say it's impossible. I've lost.
Stranger things have happened.
I lost climb cancel. If I can lose climb cancel, I can lose. I lose climb cancel.
No, you won. You lost combo breaker.
Yes, sorry.
To a shark.
C. Yeah, of course, to a shark. Yeah.
Fraud.
Well, okay, there you go.
That's match. All right, I guess you're going back in.
Yeah, let's see how this goes, guys.
Enjoy.
Thank you for